Hello, Muses. If you are returning to my channel, thank you. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melissa, and this is my YouTube channel, Melissa's Muse. And I am out here today standing in our wooded 2 acres that we have. I want to talk to you about abundance. The last few videos ago I made was about my garden tour of my garden such as it is now, and the difficulties that I am having with my garden right now, and the even bigger difficulties of me accepting the loss, accepting that my garden this year is probably a total loss. I might, get a stray plant here or there that might produce some kind of produce, but at this point I'm thinking it's going to be a complete and total loss. And I just was thinking, maybe I'm having the wrong mindset about this whole thing, because I've been really upset about it. I've shed more than a few tears over this, and I don't know. This is like I've talked about this before in other videos. This is our 4th year of gardening, so I'm not brand new to it, but I am still new and I am still learning about gardening. But I have never ever had this kind of problem before. My germination rate is really low, really, like more than half of the stuff that I planted, the seeds that I planted, didn't even come up. And then, like I talked about in my my last garden tour video, the stuff that did come up, almost all of it just quit growing. A lot of it just died. The rest is just kind of like hanging on but not growing at all. And I was feeling really sorry for myself. I know that's crazy, but I don't know. We've spent so far on this garden probably a good $3,000 between all of the seeds, the plants that we bought already growing, my berry bushes that unfortunately almost are a total loss, my trees. Well, with the trees it's probably about more around $4,000, but most of the trees are doing fine, and that really really crappy manure or compost that we bought. So I've got lots of money into this garden. These were brand new planting beds since we just moved here. It's been 2 months, like May, June, July. Yeah, it's only been 2 months since we moved here. And then not to mention all of the weeks that we've lost building and planting these beds. So I was, feeling pretty sorry for myself and feeling like a failure. But watching other YouTubers, it seems like there's been, I don't know if it's just this year, if I'm just paying more attention to it, because my crops have been, if you can call them crops, my garden has failed. But there's couple of the YouTubers that I watch have also had some problems this year with germination or contaminated soil or really dry conditions, what have you. And so maybe we're all feeling this squeeze with our gardens this year. I don't know. So I decided to come up here into our woods and really concentrate on the abundance that we have here. I mean, this is beautiful. Look at this. In California, I'm a native Southern Californian. I grew up on a beach in Orange County, and to be able to experience, a California girl to be able to experience having woods. Like, I mean, that's crazy to think of, because in California trees are hard to come by sometimes. So I just wanted to come up here and do a little bit of meditating and really remind myself of the abundance that I am surrounded by. My chickens, I had a little shaky start there. When I first got the chicks, I did lose 10 chicks, but I've got 45 or 47 chicks that are just fine, and they're growing, so they have been abundant. All of my ducks have survived. I've got 18 ducks and 2 goslings. They're all perfectly fine, so I need to concentrate on that. Sorry about that loud motorcycle. That guy goes by a couple of times a week. It's so loud. Like, why? But anyway, I have been feeling the past couple of weeks really just, I guess, not right. I've been feeling bad, of course, about our garden, and feeling bad about, I don't know, the world events, and things that are going on in our country right now, and just the pervasive feeling of aggravation and anger, and just general people being really, really nasty to each other. And I don't know. I was just at a point where I just needed to step back and reevaluate some things. And I realized that it had been 3 or 4 days since I have meditated, and that is not usual for me. Since I started meditating 6 years ago, I stick to a daily meditation schedule. And I guess I got, messed up with this, with moving, and then getting this homestead started. So I've just been distracted, and that's probably why I've been feeling so much anxiety and so much hurt and hopelessness. Between my cat. Okay, kitty. This is Mr. Binks, Mr. Thaddeus? What is it? No, Binks. Thackeray Binks. Yes, that's my cat. He likes to follow me around. And hopefully he didn't just walk through a whole bunch of poison ivy and have gotten it all over me now. But anyway, so the last couple of days I've been spending a lot of time meditating. I usually spend about a half an hour a day meditating, but the last couple of days I've been spending around an hour in the mornings meditating, trying to get into a better headspace. And I realized that I have been coming to this whole situation, this whole moving situation, this whole trying to find a homestead situation, trying to get my plants in after we did finally find a place and move, trying to get my plants in as fast and as quickly as possible. I've been kind of coming at this whole thing with an energy and a feeling of lack. And I know probably a lot of people, they don't believe in energy, but I do. And I believe that a lot of this is just stuff that science will be able to prove soon, or they are already proving it. And our science just hasn't caught up with it yet, but I do believe in energy, and I think I was putting out the wrong energy, having the wrong mindset about this whole thing. When we sold our house, we were afraid that we weren't going to get enough money out of our house to buy another house cash, and it did turn out to be that way. And we were really worried about that because we haven't had a mortgage in like 13 years or so, because we've been able to buy houses, like really rundown houses, and live in them while we're fixing them up, and that's how we've been doing it. And so we didn't know if we could afford a mortgage with just one income, and so that put us in a lack mindset. And when we first started looking, I really wanted at least 20 acres. I wanted a lot of land because I knew that I wanted some livestock, and I wanted to be able to graze my livestock, not just, go to the store and get feed for them. I wanted to be self-sufficient. And that quickly became apparent that even, you've got to be pretty special even to find 20 acres in southern Indiana to buy, no matter how much money you have. It's like everywhere in the United States, and I don't know if it's in other countries too, but land developers are snapping up all the larger plots of land. So that also put me in a mindset of feeling sorry for myself, realizing that there's no way that we're going to get anywhere near 20 acres. So we were just always coming at this thing with already a feeling of disadvantage, a feeling of poverty, a feeling that we're not going to get what we want. And I was putting that energy out into the world. We did find this place, and at first we didn't even want to look at it because it is a mobile home, and I wasn't interested in getting a mobile home because of resale value. But then we realized that the only things that were available, there was only a couple of other things that were available, houses, but they were on an acre or less. So when this came available and we looked at it again and said, maybe we should go look, it is 3 acres, way less than I wanted, but hey, it's more than what we'd been looking at. So when we got here, we decided, we better jump on this, because like I said, it is 3 acres. Two of the acres are this beautiful woods here, and which gave me the name Dryad Hollow Homestead, because dryads are tree spirits, for people that don't know. So I'm making this video as a challenge to myself and as a challenge to everybody else who wants to take the challenge. Try to look at things in abundance. A couple of weeks ago, one of the channels that I watch is Becky on Acre Homestead, and she was doing her tour, her garden tour, and there were some things that didn't work for her this season too. And she kept talking about the abundance of what she did have, what was growing, what was beautiful, and acknowledging the abundance that was all around her. And that she just maybe needed to change the way she was thinking. Instead of worrying about the crops that were failing, well, look at all these other things that are going great. And I can definitely say that. Look at this. This is beautiful. It's beautiful and shady under here. The heat wave in southern Indiana has returned. It's about 88 degrees out there in the sun, which is about, 31 Celsius. But it's very humid, so with the heat index, it's 95 degrees, which is about 35 Celsius, I think, give or take. So it's hot, but right now it's comfortable. These beautiful trees are giving me their shade, and there's a breeze that's going through here, and Mr. Binks down there at my feet is rolling around in the dirt, spreading all his, hopefully not poison ivy all over me. But I have my long pants on and some tall socks, because I learned Last time I was up here a couple weeks ago, right after we moved in, I brought my sister and brother-in-law up here to show them around, and something bit me. At first I thought it was poison ivy, but no, it was a bite, and it bit me in 3 different places on my leg, and I don't know what it is. But I'm not from this area, so I don't know exactly what's up here, and I don't know if it's dangerous. So I'm not taking any chances, man. I got my long pants on and my tall socks. I probably look like a nerd, but that's okay because I am a nerd. But I just thought that I would come up here and make this video and remind myself of the abundance that I do have, and to try to remind myself that when I do get into that feeling of lack, that attitude of lack, that feeling that, wow, I really wish we could have gotten 20 acres. I really wish we could have gotten a stick-built house. I really wanted a piece of land with either a pond or a stream on it. All these things that I really wanted. It is what it is. The world is what it is right now, but I can take pleasure in what I do have, these beautiful woods, and acknowledge the energy and spirit of abundance that Mother Earth is providing for us here. I've said this before on this channel that I am not religious anymore. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. So I do believe in the energy of the earth and the energy of these land spirits, these beautiful dryad spirits. And it comforts me. It comforts me to know that the earth is trying to take care of us. And in turn, I want to be a good steward of this little tiny plot of land that I am in charge of taking care of now. But I want to work. I want to work with nature. I want to work with Mother Earth. And the last, I don't know, since we sold our house, I feel like I'm like pushing a boulder uphill. Like I'm working against the stream. I'm trying to push a square peg through a round hole, and it's just not working. So I need to go back to the beginning and figure out, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Maybe it's not growing a garden this year. I mean, obviously it's not, because we're going to lose. I mean, maybe I have a handful of plants that are going to survive. I don't know. Maybe that's not it this year. Maybe it's learning chickens and ducks. Maybe it's getting more knowledge about soil health. Getting more knowledge about being able to clear spaces to plant for next spring. I really need to focus on my writing career. So maybe, planting garden isn't what I'm supposed to be doing right now in this stream of things. And I need to be working with the forward moving energy. I have been trying to step back from social media because it's just so toxic. People really have their opinions on the way this country has been turned out. I don't know, the way the decisions that the top people are making regarding human rights and things like that. And people certainly have their opinion, and they will attack you mercilessly on social media. So it's just too toxic. For several months I've been kind of weaning myself off of social media little by little, because it's just, too toxic, and it's not where I want to be, and my time is best served somewhere else. gaining knowledge, working on my writing career, spending time with Mr. Binks down there, and my ducks and chicks. So I don't know. We're all learning. We're all learning in this thing called life. I thought that I would be smarter, wiser at the age of 54, but alas, I am not. I spent a large portion, almost all of my life, my first 48 years of life, in a situation that hampered any kind of growth, any kind of growth. Spiritual growth, intellectual growth, emotional growth, any and all of that was out of my reach. And when I had my awakening in 2016, it was like starting from scratch. I was a child again and had to learn all of these life lessons. So I'm behind probably most people, definitely most people my age, but I'm learning. And this is all a grand experiment, the grand classroom that is life. So I just wanted to thank you guys. This video is kind of long. I just want to thank you guys for coming along with me and having this discussion about an abundance attitude and leaving behind a mindset of lack or a mindset of hopelessness or doom, which is just pervading our country right now. No matter what side you're on, everybody feels it. We can all agree that we're all feeling this dread, this underlying dread, and that's the energy that's just out in the universe right now, and it sucks, man. It sucks. So the harder that we can work on ourselves and bring our own energy up, bring our own energy to be clearer and happier and more grounded, the more energy that we'll put out in the universe for other people to hopefully benefit from. Stop feeding into that negative, hateful, crappy energy that's going around right now. Just put out positivity, positivity and love, and just try to learn. We're all here learning. But thank you so much, guys, for spending this time and looking at my beautiful woods here. I don't know if I haven't even walked all of, my husband, Richard, has walked the whole property line. It goes back down this way quite a bit. There's a ravine back there, and it goes back quite a bit back there, and that's eventually where we'll have our pigs back there. And I want to leave them. Oh, the black butterfly. Oh, how beautiful. Abundance, you guys. That's where we're going to have our pigs. We're going to leave lots of trees back there for them so they can have shade. And we're by no means going to cut down all of these trees. We just need some space to run some goats and a herd of dairy goats. And probably I'm going to be putting my garden next year up here somewhere. See all the beautiful dappled sunlight coming through the trees. Oh my god, you guys, it's so gorgeous. I love it. But somewhere up here, we're going to need to run water and power up here. But somewhere around here, we're going to find a nice sunny spot. Well, nothing sunny, but a spot that could potentially be sunny, and plant my giant garden that I'm going to have next year, and it is going to be abundant. It is going to be a rockin' garden. I am going to have all kinds of stuff. We are going to have a giant harvest. I'm going to be canning like a queen. next year. this year is for something else. So thanks guys for hanging out with me. My name is Melissa. This is my channel, Melissa's Muse. If you found anything interesting or inspiring, please drop a link or drop a comment below. Like this video, share it, subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you will, and ring the little bell. That way you'll get notified when I upload a new video. I try to do 3 of these a week. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, Muses.